that physique is worthy of Mr. Olympia.
Listen, the guy's got an unbelievable physique. Walking in the gym, he is still Mr. Olympia more than any guy I've ever seen. The fans are waiting, man. Kai Greene, the fans are waiting to see what you can bring. Get back on that stage and make the fans happy and do yourself a favor. And
no, at least in my mind, better underdog story than this man. Underdog of underdogs. I mean, here he is, a man who grew up with no parents, went from foster home to foster home, really had no one advising him on how to be a man or a person in society, in regular society. And here he was now, one of the top bodybuilders in the world. I can't even imagine myself living in an apartment that had no air conditioning. I can't imagine myself getting around with no car. I can't imagine having to take the subway and the bus to the gym every day, adding probably 2 to 3 hours to my day. But these are conditions that this man lives with on a daily basis, and yet he overcomes these conditions, and he has still managed to achieve his best look to date. It is a testament to the fact that this guy has an iron will. Where were you living prior to this?
I was living in a room. I rented a room for 2 years, waiting for that moment at the New York Pro.
If anybody knows Kai is probably one of the most disciplined, hardest working bodybuilders. They say Branch Warren is hard working. I put Kai against anybody in the IFBB for hard working, committed, devoted. If this guy needs to eat sand and train, and he'll do whatever he has to be the best. He's always had that even when he was younger. He has that discipline, that drive.
Well, Kai, I told you just backstage that you are the best poser I've ever seen.
I offered to pay for his food. This was a man who was living on a limited budget. Every green bean was accounted for, and every dime he spent was budgeted because he didn't have the money. Here was a man now who was preparing for the biggest bodybuilding show of his life, and he didn't have any income coming in. Kai every day takes the bus to the subway, and it doesn't bother him. He sometimes walks miles, 3, 4, 5 miles a day to get where he needs to go. I mean, this guy is literally the Rocky of bodybuilding, and he trains in the rockiest gym you can ever find. What struck me as being even more unusual is that Kai wasn't sad over it, that he wasn't bitching about it, that he wasn't complaining about it, and he was kind of happy in a sense to be doing what he loved the most. Glad in the sense to be given the chance to do it, even given the Spartan conditions that he found himself in. Kai was back to his roots. He was in his element, really, and watching him do his warm-ups and sweating, profusely in this dungeon-like gym, brought back scenes of Rocky Balboa from the first Rocky movie. This is a person who's got tremendous adversity that he's overcome, and with that adversity, I think has created hunger in him. And I know he touched my heart when I saw him in action, and the fact that he's always got a smile on his face and he never has a bad word to say about anyone is a true testament to his character.